Welcome to Before Floor, the pregame edition of Five on the Floor, brought to you by the Five Reasons Sports Network. I'm your host, Jonathan, aka Three Piece Combo. I'm joined by Mr. Gadiel Cartagena. Today, we are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers once again in a couple, that little 2-game set that we've had a couple of in recent games. Now, before you get to that, obviously, we want to take the primary sponsor of the pregame show here on Five Reasons, which is MarkBrownPA.com. Make sure, like I said, go to markbrownpa.com, marcbrownpa.com, or give him a call, 954-866-8513. He'll give you a free consultation, and he'll make sure that if you're young with a family and you want to make sure your assets go to the right people, he is the guy that makes sure that all that's taken care of. He's based out of North Lauderdale and services the entire South Florida. So like I said, hit him up on his website, markbrownpa.com. That's marcbrownpa.com, or give him a call, 954-866-8513. Now, we always do our prize picks every single game. Promo code, as you can see on the screen, is 5. We want to make sure you maximize your money if you're playing some fantasy, right? So it's daily fantasy, so you don't have to worry about your players getting hurt. And then with the promo code 5, you'll double your deposit up to $100, and $100 can get you 20 free plays. So maximize your money, use that promo code 5. We'll get a little bit more into that as we go on. Yeah, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Last game out, another loss, right? Obviously, they're a team that has a couple of games ahead of us, or a couple of games to lead on us when it comes to the seeding. Couldn't get that out of my mouth, but that was, there was some implications going to that game. Obviously, with the Hawks series, we kind of got one and then kind of gave one back, right? So it was one of those situations. And then tonight, obviously, we gave one to the Cavaliers, so we want to get one back. We only got to touch on some of the review for last game. Didn't get to catch the game live, so we both caught up on it post game. What are some of the things that you saw that maybe hindered the Heat last game?
I think turnovers, man. Like 22 turnovers. Now, granted, like you said, I only got to really watch parts of the game, didn't get to watch the entire thing, but their length, like the Cavs' length, I understand they have that small backcourt, whatever, but it feels like they have long arms, and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are very active defenders, and you factor in Isaac Okoro, who, in my opinion, is probably one of the more underrated defenders in the NBA. So, listen, man, credit to the Cavs. Their defense, I think, legitimately gives us I don't want to say a ton of problems, because I do think there is a scenario in which Miami is a little bit comfortable against them, more so in a playoff type setting. But they really are active on that end, and I think it plays to their benefit. One of the reasons why they're able to get out in transition and kind of generate easy buckets, where they might not be getting those that much in the half court, despite the fact that they have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. They don't have too much offensive talent on that team, but listen, like if the Heat are turning the ball over, in addition to the fact that they're not that good of a shooting team, it's going to be an ugly game. Now, I'm shocked that the game was 104-100. I think that speaks to the Heat's defense a little bit, and their ability. But you cannot turn the ball over 22 times tonight. You simply cannot do that and expect to beat the Cavs.
Yeah, it's one of those tough situations. And last game, the first half, it seems like we were clinging on to that lead. Second half, they took over. The lead never really swelled up past 10 points. Like you said, the defense was able to keep it close. Jimmy Butler was able to keep it close. But this was just another game where the lack of three-point shooting proved detrimental. 27% last time out. This is a team that last couple of seasons relied on using that three-point ball to help get the space for Jimmy, get the space for Bam, and let the offense roll from there. And this is another situation or another instance where we see that the three-point shooting negatively affects his team bad. Like, it's not even just a little bad. Like, 27% is garbage. Like, you can't be shooting like that, multiple games, 10, 15, 20 games a season, and expect to win any of those games in the modern NBA. So hopefully we get a little bit of, I've talked about it last game, just seeing some crazy positive aggression, hopefully out of this team, and maybe get out of this mental slump. So let's get into our prize picks for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that way the audience can go ahead and see what we see. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Running double duty here as producer and host right now. So bear with me, guys. So let's get into Damian Lillard. Let's get into Miami. So we have Bam Adebayo. We got Caleb Martin with the free throws prop. Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, and those are our 4 for tonight. Who do you want to start with? What props are you thinking about?
I feel like we've been going this one pretty consistently. I don't know how it's been going, but my eye test tells me that it has worked. So I'm going to go with Tyler Hero, 2.5 threes made. Once again, I feel like he's been, just the simple volume that he's taking from three is why I like this one so much. You have a pull-up shooter who can also catch and shoot. I do like Tyler Hero 3-pointers made. I understand that the Cavs have the bigs that they can do more than just drop. They can play all over the place. They can switch if they want to. But ultimately, those shots I think will be there for Tyler, unless the Cavs are really playing at the level, which they don't seem to be doing that often. So I'll be rolling with Tyler once again from three.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Last game out, 4 of 8 from downtown. Like you said, the sheer volume of what Tyler Hero gets in his shot selection from downtown is something that makes that prop just something that's pretty reliable when it comes down to that. Let's see what he has as far as points,
Well, he's
assists.
hit that each of his last 4 games.
Yeah, so that's an easy pick essentially. You know what I mean? That's a pretty solid one. Let's look at the Jimmy Butler free throws made. Last game out, 12 of 15 from the free throw line. They have him here at 7 free throws made. I think we go over on that one. I think this is another one of those games where if it comes down to being a close game, like this is their home stretch. Like this is where Miami needs to win these games, regardless if you're tacking on some extra minutes to Jimmy Butler. Like you don't want to fall to the 8 or 9 in the play-in and have to get 2 wins in a row to make the playoffs. That's the last thing you want to do, especially with this team that is inconsistent from downtown. So I'm going to take Jimmy Butler on the over. I think that if this game becomes close, he's going to try to will his team or will himself into a win. Yeah, they have some other props for Jimmy: points, rebounds, assists, 5.5, 21.5 on the points. They also got points and rebounds for Bam. Which one do you want to take a look at for your last prop?
The one that I'd want to go with Bam. So he had one of those weird games, right, where he just doesn't really impact the stat sheet. Bam had 1 rebound last game.
Right.
1. You know how ridiculous that is to be Bam Adebayo and get 1 singular rebound over 29 minutes in an NBA game. I understand foul trouble and all that good stuff, but I'll roll with Bam over on rebounds tonight. I think he probably plays a little bit closer to the rim once again. I understand Kevin Love being there kind of lowers the rebounding, but I'll roll with either the rebounds or the points, rebounds, and assists. Although I think I do like the rebounds a little bit more just because 8 feels like a low number for Bam. It feels like Bam can get 8 pretty easily. He could honestly do it in 1 quarter if he really wanted to. So we'll see if the Cavs try to get Kevin Love involved in action, because if he's in action, he's probably not rebounding. And I would imagine they probably want to target Kevin Love in matchups. So I'll roll with Bam on rebounds tonight. I think he probably gets closer to 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's a good number to pick from. Like you said, Bam usually likes to get those bounce back games. But the thing is with this best part about prize picks is you have the flex play. So with 3 picks, you'll, time and or double and a half your money, essentially 2.25. And even if you get one of them wrong, you still get 25%. Like if you think about making an investment and you get 25% return, that's still a good pick. So for us to be able to take, like I said, we'll get one of those picks wrong and still make 25%. That's, in my opinion, always the best way to go. Use that promo code 5. That way you can maximize your money and get the most out of it. So let's get in predictions, Gad. I'll start and I'll let you close it out. I don't think Miami gets it done tonight, to be honest. I've seen it's too hard to bank on all these things going right for Miami. I think for us to win games, there has to be, the bench has to play well, which hasn't happened all season. The 3-point shooting has to happen, which hasn't happened all season, right? Tyler Hero but it would be easier if he had an efficient game, which he did last time out, but doesn't happen all the time, right? So I think a lack of consistency by this team just makes it hard for me to pick them to win tonight. So I think the Cavaliers get the win. I do think it's going to be like another demoralizing loss for the Heat. But we'll see where it goes from here. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm actually going to roll with a win. I think one thing that the Heat do, in my opinion, is especially if they lose, they kind of learn from their mistakes very quickly. They have a short memory in that sense, and they also simultaneously forget a lot of the things that worked. So if the Heat are playing a team twice, I will almost bank on them going 1-1 for the rest of the season. Just because if they do things well, they're too inconsistent to do those things well again. But if they do things poorly, I do think they're a smart team and they have moments of being a smart team and they can kind of adjust and learn from those mistakes. So I think you're going to see much less turnovers tonight, hopefully some positive regression from 3. And I'd be shocked if Bam didn't have a game where he kind of fills up the stat sheet. Like 17, 1, and 1. That just doesn't feel like Bam Adebayo, right? Like I feel like there's more there to be had. And I understand a lot of that has to do with guard play and the fact that Bam likes to be that short mid-range shooter. And the Cavs can kind of make him play away from his strengths a little bit. But I'm rolling with a Heat win tonight, as crazy as that sounds. And I'm also going to say I think the Heat score over 105 points, which is super ballsy if you're asking me. But I think they get the job done.
Beautiful. So, like I said, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell notifications, and that way you make sure you get all the post game, all the pregame stuff for the Miami Heat, or all your South Florida sports here, Miami Dolphins, Canes, all that good stuff. So, from Gadiel Cartagena and Mr. Jonathan Ramlakan, Mr. Alejandro Villegas will have some player interviews. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Appreciate you guys, and
Jimmy, we know generally winning is hard in this league anyway. Winning in this league with 24 turnovers would appear to be a lot more difficult. What happened tonight as far as them getting you up to that number, a season high as a team?
Just been careless with the basketball. Some good ones, some bad ones. When I say good, I mean we're being aggressive and we're trying to get the ball to people in tight spaces. And then we just had some careless ones where, travel here, step out of bounds, bad pass. Part of the game that we do not like, but that is just that.
Jimmy, their guys are still their guys, but does the approach to them on either end of the floor change when they shorten their rotation and they're playing more defensively focused lineups than maybe they have in the past?
I feel like we still had a good chance to win the game. We took all the shots that we like to take, that we normally take. Probably should have taken some more. Less mid-range jump shots, more layups, more threes, more free throws. Same thing we always talk about. We just got to get off to a better start, honestly, and that's on the starters. I don't think we did that. Our bench came in and played absolutely incredible. We need them to continually do that. So, you try to take some bright spots from this L. Obviously, nobody wants to lose, us or them. But we gotta have this next one on Friday.
Jimmy Spo was just talking about you making a really good read late in the game when you guys are down 3 and screening down for a little pin down for Strus. Was that kind of the shot you wanted on that possession? He said it was kind of the secondary look, but is that kind of generally a good look you guys wanted?
Yeah, I take that. Look, Max shooting at 3, Tyler shooting at 3, whoever. Get the shooters open, knowing that they're not going to come off of my body anyways. And next time he will make that, That's what Max does for us. Stretches the floor, make big shots, whether it's in the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, overtime, or the first quarter, now that I think about it. We taking that from my guy.
Jimmy, obviously you and Power very close. Obviously, from what the video we saw, it meant something for him to see you there. What was that whirlwind like, and how important was it for you to be there for Pow?
Very important for me. Pow has been a brother to me from obviously our Chicago days. He really taught me how to be a pro, what it's like being a champion, and me wanting to get there one day. And I wouldn't miss that for the world. I miss him, as I tell him all the time. We stay in touch all the time. And I'm sure I'll see him this summer, whether it be in Cali and in Spain, somewhere, somehow. I'm going to find a way to sit down and have some dinner with my guy.
And just the overall race. I mean, time is dwindling. You can see that where the standings are. Is it concerning, disquieting, sort of? What's it like when you look at the standings after games like this?
I don't look at the standings. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't look at none of that stuff. So, I mean, I'm guessing we're in the play-in, right? Well, we better start winning some games to get out of that. If we don't, then we better win whenever the play-in thing starts.
Jimmy, it feels like more teams have started to make the adjustment of sending extra help into the paint. Does that make things easier for you guys, or do you think that jams things up for you? Is it just as simple as making the pass to the open shooter? Is it a simple read, or is that making things harder for you guys?
The game of basketball is easy. If 2 people on you, pass the ball, get and take good shots, get in the paint, kick it out to your shooters. If you get in there, you can shoot a layup, floater, you can get fouled, do that as well. More people are in the paint. I mean, more people open on the perimeter, and we got to find a way to get it to our shooters. So, take what the game gives you.
Bam, what did they do in both ways? It sounded like, you guys really cranked up the defense in the fourth quarter too, but they they found another level with theirs. What do they do to disrupt you guys or keep you guys from finding any real rhythm there in the last 12 minutes?
I mean, we had 22 turnovers. I feel like that was the game right there. I felt like we were careless with the ball, including me at times, where we could have had an extra possession that could have changed the game.
Obviously, the foul trouble limited you in the first half to 9 minutes, but did it kind of take you out of rhythm the rest of the game in the second half? How did it kind of impact you in the second half?
Impact me? Oh, no, that didn't impact me. I mean, other guys had it going. And when I caught it in the middle, they would crash in, so I had to kick it out and make the extra pass. Nobody's gonna let me just sit in the paint now and just go one-on-one.
Bam, it's so odd to look at your line score there and see the one rebound. I know Kevin takes a bunch because he's made that a priority. Did it feel that way, that it wasn't until 1:57 to go when you got your lone rebound? And was there any particular reason you think it just became that sort of an odd night in that respect?
Nah, I just had one rebound. The rebounding guys went on my side tonight.
Bam, did you generally think you guys did what you wanted to do in terms of keeping Donovan out of the paint?
Yeah. I feel like we forced him into tough shots. He shot 7 for 18 for 18 points. When you get a guy like that and, you hold them to 18 points, 7 for 18 shooting, it just shows how disruptive we can be. It shows how disciplined we can be in forcing guys into tough shots. Black Lives Matter, people.